Welcome to the Scienzz. Today, the new shark species emerging from the deep. More than 2 decades into the 21st century, humanity is still finding new species of the ocean's most impressive hunters, the sharks. But, in little more than 40 years this number has jumped by nearly 40%. There are more than 500 known species, and the numbers of new species show no signs of dropping off. Take the shark that laid the mysterious ridged egg cases, for instance. The scientists dissected it and found a developing embryo inside an egg case with the same telltale ridges as the ones discovered years before in Rowley Shoals. The detective work proved it was a completely new species, and the mystery that Australian shark scientists had been scratching their heads over for the last 30 years was finally solved. The species now has a scientific name, a common name is due to follow, and was unveiled in the Journal of Fish Biology in April 2023. This new variety of demon catshark, otherwise known as Apersturus ovicorrugatus, is thought to dwell around 700 meters, 2,297 feet, beneath the surface, laying its egg cases over coral in water too deep for sunlight to penetrate. White says this family of sharks is particularly hard to research because they are so elusive and because the differences between species can be so subtle. The demon catshark, a new catshark species to have turned up. The demon catshark was not the only discovery White had a part in identifying recently. Another species, a type of horned shark, was caught in surprisingly deep waters off Western Australia in a survey last year. Horned sharks tend to like living in shallow waters, often sitting on the seafloor in kelp forests, but this new species was found at 150 meters, 500 feet. The waters around Australia aren't the only ones offering up new shark species. On the other side of the Indian Ocean, German shark scientist Simon Wegmann of the Elasmobranch Research Laboratory in Hamburg helped to discover 2 new species of saw shark, bizarre-looking creatures armed with long snouts, or rostrums, studded with sharp teeth, off the southeastern coast of Africa. The saw sharks were found with the help of a colleague Ruth Leaney from the Anderson Cabot Center for Ocean Life, who had been researching new species of the related sawfish off the coast of Madagascar. The saw sharks had some interesting details. Instead of the 5 gill slits most sharks possess, they had 6, an evolutionary echo from much older shark species that lived millions of years ago. They also had small fleshy tendrils known as barbels far closer to the tip of the rostrum than is found in other species of saw sharks. It's very special because saw sharks are not common and you only have few species. Then another shark researcher, Andrew Temple from the King Abdullah University of Science and Technology in Saudi Arabia, got in touch. We had found a saw shark off Zanzibar in Tanzania, where they made a survey for the local fishermen's landings, even different from the ones that we had just found. So we said, okay, maybe it's just an unusual specimen. Or maybe it's even a second new species. It's very special because saw sharks are not common and you only have few species. They look very cool. More sharks may yet be waiting to be discovered in the deep. Many of the saw sharks that have been discovered so far live relatively far down in the ocean, as deep as 300 meters, 1,000 feet, but the species off Zanzibar was caught less than 30 meters, 100 feet, from the surface. We think that they might have come to shallower depth for the night, which is typical for many groups of marine organisms. More sharks may yet be waiting to be discovered in the deep, and not all of them may be as small as the meter-long catsharks awaiting classification. In 2021, scientists discovered 3 new species of deep-sea sharks that glow in the dark, including one that can grow up to 1.8 meters, 5.9 feet. It is also less than 50 years since researchers discovered a strange shark tangled in the sea anchor of a U.S. Navy ship off Hawaii. The shark in question was nearly 15 feet long, 4.5 meters, and a species that had never been seen before, a filter feeder that swam with its jaws agape. A shark scientist called Leighton Taylor dubbed it the megamouth shark. The species is now considered to be one of the largest growing species to be found today. What else may be waiting for shark scientists, far below the ocean surface? Thank you for connecting with us.